the political scenario in this country now is somehow dicey, and I've not meditated so much on it because I have so much on me doing.
Okay.
I don't like even to be verifying people, go deeply into people. What is he doing? What is he eating? I don't even like to do it. I rather prefer to be on my own. As the political story is flying all over everywhere, I'm not too happy with what I know. The real thing that I knew before. Because in 6 months, if you pray and God shows you something, some people might have gone beyond what you think to do otherwise. Okay. And you see that the vision has changed. You won't know. You just, if you rely on the previous things you know, in many instances you just fail. But as things happen, it's good to be very current with the tides. So that's why I won't say what I know of last year, because last year, when they brought some things, say a political party, they want to, then they have not done their primaries. They were about to do the primaries, and I investigated what could have happened. Who do we support? Because we have to support someone, either we like it or not. If we don't support the person, we'll be left out.
Yeah.
We can't help this country without even supporting somebody. Okay, who is good among of them? But in Nigeria today, there is nobody who is fair to Nigerians. Nobody has ever done good. And the main issue is we must acknowledge people. If they are good in certain aspects, let us give it to them. That you have done this right. You have done this right. What we are saying at home is what we take to church. And we pray. But it's all kuda. It doesn't do anything. But we have seen some of them that have done something. If those things were not acknowledged, there is no way we can make it. The good ones will not come out. Because God has told someone to do something for you. And those things, we are enjoying it today. If we acknowledge that and give thanks to God, it's God that ministers to them. Anyhow, either physically or by any means. God ministers to them, do this, do this, do this. But with that, I asked from the Lord then, how could this party emerge? Who is going to emerge? Who is the better candidate to follow? The Lord told me I should not be expecting somebody like Jagaban. But I said, but this man is good. To me, I see some goodness in him when it comes to politics. He's a politician par excellence. Okay, what do we do? The Lord said, if we vote and eventually emerged, that it will not even emerge, that they will scatter everything. And he told me further that if care is not taken, they will frustrate him to the extent of committing suicide. That me, a whole me, is this humiliated. That they will humiliate him to the extent that he may commit suicide. But I could see that before the end, before the year runs out, many things has happened. That man has crossed that road. He has crossed that road. I was seeing positivity in some things they were doing. That is quite different from what I saw then. Now, the present thing that I know of the political party now is that if APC emerged, there will be peace in Nigeria. But if any other party should emerge, there will be crisis. So there is no way they want to change that. There will be crisis. Only APC is the only party that will emerge and there will be peace. That's all for now, that I can say for now.
Oh.
One, most people that claim they are prophets are not prophets. Most of them are seer. Most of them are gamblers. You see, a prophet who wants to be everywhere. He wants to enter politics, he's into football, he's into everything, he's into church, he's into media, everywhere. One prophet. If you were in God, you wouldn't have chance to be everywhere. God will only direct you that this is where you should go. And that place is where God will be talking to you. We'll be giving you updating. So that is a part. By what God told them, well, I won't criticize anyone because I was not there when they were receiving their message. But yes, God can tell you something and it may not come to pass. Why? I just said something that I received certain message about like 8 months ago. And many things have changed. Like we see something happening now, somebody come to you, like a powerful man of God, that I don't want this thing to happen. Please avert it to me. Okay, we pray unto the Lord and God changes. Those people who has prophesied towards that thing will see that that thing has changed. It happens like that. But in any case, the main thing, that is the core thing, must happen. It's not good to be reviving things or to be maneuvering message. It's never been comfortable. It's never been fruitful to me to be changed. I want to pray. This thing should not happen. If you have fear, even Ezekiel, he was about to die. And he prayed unto the Lord. The Lord said he has changed it. He has increased your days with 15 years. But if we look at the Bible critically, you will see that it has its own repercussions. That Irapada, so to speak, it has repercussion. He didn't enjoy the 15 years. Another thing happened. Many people came and there was war. Most of his treasures was shattered away. You see, there is no gain in it. If God has determined something, let us leave it like that and pray for peace, for God to do whatever he has promised to do. So that's all I can say about that.
People talk about injustice.
We don't have any effect. There's no effect. And I can say we are contributing more to the problem of this country. Why? We're supposed to be Christian. Our lifestyle, our spirit, and everything within the character, our conduct must tell people what they were doing is not right or this is right. Most politicians today and most politicians, everyone, you belong to one society, like a religious society. We have very few of them who are not religious. And the religion is not even speaking in their conduct, in their character. There is no fear of the Lord. Number one, who are the Christians? We have to get that. We have to know, if you are a Christian, what are the attributes? What are the things we need to be looking upon? Christianity is very, we don't have Christians. We don't have Christians. Because if you have Christians, it must have impact. If it's not much, it should be having certain impact in our society. Everybody was just talking anyhow because I'm a politician. And that's why you're talking like this. I've seen a politician in my local government when I was still at home. A politician came to me, I tell them the truth. And I tell them, if you want to do this, what you do, this, what you do, this, what you do. And the man said he would do it. And he came, he was practicing it. He will come to me, he'll spend like 21 days, he will not leave the compound. 3 weeks, he's coming to Lagos to meet me. That is how he has been doing. And they conspired against him. God works out his miracle then. He emerged. And yet, when he emerged, he never forget one of those things I told him. One of those things is don't revenge. You must not revenge. Look out for your enemies, the so-called enemy, and do something for them. Bring the whole town together. Bring the whole local government together and do the right thing. To the best of my knowledge, the man did it. And I saw the importance of it. Then I was about to join politics because of this man. What is bad in politics? If a politician can be doing like this, if a politician can be speaking like this, he would never say something and not doing it. He would never promise anything and not do it. Then that is what he did. In my local government, you can go there and verify. I will tell you those things that he did then. That is Christianity. Or to say a Christian has spoken to you and you believe in him as a father. That's it. But today, it's a pity. I'm very sorry to say it's a pity. When you are looking at our world, Christian world today, you see that we are not a Christian. Christian will not say the truth. Christian will be on the altar, speaking on the altar, without minding that God is there. Will be saying whatever he likes from his own mind. Vehemently, he will be talking, he will be declaiming this. God said this, and God never spoke. If we don't have that fear that God is everywhere, this God is with me, whatever I say is going to mark it. Whatever I do, I'm going to be accountable for it before the Lord. And that God is present. And in the presence of God, we can tell lies. We have that temerity to tell lies before the Lord. So there is no Christian. That is our problem. If we have Christian, if we have the Spirit, if the Lord is working in us, if Jesus is truly our Lord and Savior, and we believe in him, there will be less problems in the society.
Injustice that breeds suffering.
Yes, there is no country without a true Christian, but there is no place in the world. We still have men of God, but those who claim they are men of God, that have overwhelmed our society, they are much more than the real Christians. Real Christians today, they were not holding the mic. The mic is not with them. They just speak in their kitchen or in their lawns. Nobody hears them. And if they talk, nobody will reason to them. Because today, if you don't come out and tell the dead to rise. I was watching one day, I just look at the television or maybe at my phone. The man of God just say, "Hey, you come. What's wrong with you?" And I said, people say, "He's blind." "You are blind? Come." And he laid hands on her and said, "Receive your sight." And he left her. Before he could step like 5 steps, that one had received sight. And the man is living in a house. He has children there. He has wife. He has people. What has that power done to the children, to the wife? I'm not saying anybody cannot perform such a miracle. But if you can perform such a miracle, you'll be living alone. You'll not be living in the society. Once in a while, if you have bulletproof car, it will be once in a while that you'll be entering the car. You will not have any time to enter that car. If a mere looking at you, people would know that this is a spiritualist. He's living with the spirit, and the spirits are surrounding him. Not me with tie, with everywhere. I can go to anywhere, any party, any society. You will be saying, deceive your sight. These are deceits. They are not men of God. They are not men of God, and they are polluted everywhere. And even to tell people that I am a prophet and I can do this, I'm ashamed of myself. If this job is something like aluminium or mechanic, I would have disowned the job. I would have denounced it and look for another job to do. That's why I just like my society. I just be in my church and preach unto them. I tell them, I can't preach so much for you, but the little I can say, I'm beginning to do it. Go and read my hymns. Every sermons you want to see is there. Any knowledge, everything is there. They are there. If you don't get it understood, come to me and ask questions. I will tell you. So we Christians are polluted society. This society is polluted. There is no truth. And imagine, sir, like I can preach and my preaching is powerful. You can do anything. And your preaching cannot produce 20 years virgin in church. Look at that. Your preaching cannot produce 20 years virgin. That's pathetic. And you see some guys in the streets, they will say, what even? They say Yahoo. Even Christians. And it is one alagba and one prophet that is praying for these Yahoo boys. They are Christians. Look at what they are teaching our society. You are teaching people to hurt anyone, to hurt anybody, any the contributions. You are teaching him to hurt them, to collect the money. And you are eating from the money that you know the source, that this source is not clean. There is no difference between Amraba and Yahoo. It's just that you forcefully taking somebody's treasure from him. Forcefully taken. It's not willingly giving it to you. Either you cajole or you give it to me. You will see many things coming to you. See this one, I will give you. Let us swap. You take it. Later he realized that you were deceiving me. You have taken it. Or somebody held gun and said, okay, give it to me. I will shoot you. He has taken it. Or any other means. You have extort. It's not even extorting. Forcefully taking what belongs to another man. That is Yahoo.
People complaining.
I believe that the election we hold, if the government really wants to stage up the election, if they want the election to hold, election will hold. There is no crisis in this country now, presently. There is no plan that will jeopardize the election. The election will hold. But it depends on the government himself. It is the government that is the problem here. There is no social crisis that will disturb the election. If the government want the election to hold, the election will hold. It's only if they don't want the election to hold, it's left to them.
Okay.
About luck and limitation.
Yes, my position is simple. The New Testament or the Old Testament, they are both rules and law from God. It's like a foundation. Old Testament is like a foundation. And the New Testament is just like the upper edifice that people will see as a building. This is a very beautiful building. Without the New Testament, without the Old Testament, the New Testament cannot stand. They are working hands to hands. The only problem, the only thing that happens is metamorphosis. That's all I can say. It's development. When it gets to this stage, it has to be changed. And the changes is not a thing somebody can know, like as if I'm a wise man. It's not by wisdom. It's not by anything. It's the Holy Spirit that will tell you, this is where I'm going. If I get there, I will give a mark. Then you take it from there. If you are there, that is where you know it. Your assignment is off. Then keep off. Don't be telling us what is behind or ahead of us. Another person will take it upon. Moses did not know the road where he was going until he was on the road. There was a time he got to the bank of the ocean. He didn't know what to do. He wouldn't know that God would pave a way in the sea. And God did that. That is how it has been happening. Even at these present times, with what Jesus told us, with what Jesus gave us, it has changed. Many things has changed. That's why I used to preach at times as, are you people not looking at the sky? We should be looking at the sky. We should be seeing what is happening. Many things have changed. There are many developments. You see Christians in a very big crowd. They will say they were praying. Is that prayer? Let us imagine it. People will be saying, die, Holy Ghost fire, and is prophets and all these men of God, millennium men of God. They are the one that devise it. In Yoruba land, we call it Epe. If in Yoruba, we know things, how they work. If it is cause is cause. It doesn't do any good. You can't say you can't hold a pay and tell people that it will be better for you. No, it's the otherwise. A pay is a pay. Adura is Adura. When you are praying, it should be prayers. Jesus wants us to help others. He wants us to like others. Love your neighbor as yourself. Even they were crucifying Jesus, and he was even telling them, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. That is what he has laid down for us. And in the church now, we say we come to pray. It's all a pray. It's not that I'm criticizing, but that's the right thing for me to say. That is the preaching. At this end time, we are in a very dangerous period that we should be praying. Okay, when I'm preaching, somebody should die. Somebody should die. Who will live? Are you even out of this problem? Are you clean? Is the pastor clean? If we could be judged, we will see that we are all sinners. And in some hymn book, he told us that even the saints, they were not holy. Even though we call them holy man, God say, oh, you are my disciples. Oh, I love you. You are doing within them, because of the knowledge they have acquired, they know that they were not holy. They were not fit to be called a man of God. But with the grace that you were calling us, that's the grace that pushed them forward to believe in God, to fear God more. Right. But today, there is nothing like all this. It's just church. You must come to church. You must call Jesus. You must call. Some pastor will say, when you receive Jesus, that you become a new being. That you are overwhelmed. You have conquered everything. Anybody who stumble against you is dead. Anybody who abuse you must die. Everybody who do this must do this. It is too much. And we say we have authority of God in our mouth. If God should give us any authority, imagine what we will do with that authority. Those are the people in politics. Those are the people in high places. We don't know anything about God. That is why we criticize Old Testament and New Testament. We criticize everything because we don't know what we ought to know.
Stagnation, no job, no food, no life.
Okay, I prayed about that question. And God told me there is nothing we can do. In many situations, there is nothing the citizen can do if the government are not doing the right thing. That's why the position of God is for the citizen or for the members to respect and give honor to their head. But that's why I like the question of the impact of Christians. We are the one to teach our children, to teach our members how to behave, how to do things, how to speak. Many things we were saying out there is what God has given to us. It's what we ask that we have given to us. In many states before, they were saying, the government is not doing well. That man is bad. That man is not good. When another man is coming as governor, he was doing the worst. Even the president, it has been worse. It has been worse. When God gave us Obasanjo, we said that Obasanjo is holy. Obasanjo is you old man. You call him names, name it, and there is no. You didn't call him. Okay, now how market? I called some people. I told them Obasanjo is not good. Obasanjo spent 80 years to bury Nigeria. Okay, how many years have you spent now to crush Nigeria? That is the society. Something happened in the land of Israel. Sorry to digress a bit. The sons of Eli committed certain sins. The members, the citizens of that country were playing along. They didn't comment. They didn't say anything. When it gets to a point, God punished Eli and his sons. They went to the war, and the war consumed them. And we had Samuel as the head. The sons of Samuel did the very same thing, even worse than that of Eli. Israelites began to grumble that we need a king. We don't want this theocracy, or what they call it then. Okay, God gave them king. He told Samuel, no, don't be angry. They don't molest you. They don't insult you. It's me, God, that they insult. And God punished Israel for challenging their masters. Why did he not punish Eli? Why did he not punish the children of Eli? It simply means they didn't challenge. God fought for them. In Nigeria, we are fighting for ourselves because we don't know God. We claim to know God. We establish churches everywhere. God be there, God be there, God be here, God be here, God be here. Crowd, ariwo every day. And we didn't know God. We were doing something contrary to what God wants. In the 70s, I was saying last week, when I come to Lagos and we are seeing things are better, and we don't have churches like this. We don't have churches like this. I don't know what to say because I want to be very careful. I don't want to criticize people because we won't know who God called. We wouldn't know if God didn't call you. But if God called you, you must know he called you and stay where you are called. Stay there. Don't go ahead. Some people have been derailed by trying to emulate someone. By trying to say, this man is a man of God. He has money. He has anybody that has money now, that is a man of God that has money. That is the person that God called. If you don't have money, God did not call you. Nobody will even reckon with you. So with the common man, with this crisis, there is nothing. I said it in year 2000. I said 2021 will be tough. I just put it on Facebook that day. And next year will be tougher than this. Many people comment anything. In Nigeria, there is nothing they would not criticize. They just like to comment. They will just come. And we don't know things. There are some people. When it's being angry at you, you are doomed. There are people like that. Either on phone, either on anything, and you talk rubbishly to what they say. And all these things is what we don't realize. For God to have taken somebody from this crash to the #1 citizen of this country. And we don't have any restriction of talking to that person anyhow. But I know with prayers, God knows what to do for the masses. They will cope. Because as I'm seeing it, as what I know, there are more years ahead that we are going to suffer. We will suffer for years ahead. Years. Not 2 years, not 3 years, not even 4, to be honest with us. But the common man will survive. Because to me, as a layman, I don't even know how they will survive. Because some years back, I would buy a fuel of 5,000 to fuel my gen. That 5,000 is going to like 24,000 naira now to fuel the same gen with the amount of the fuel that we're using then. I wouldn't know how common man will survive, but I know that we will survive. There are many countries in Africa that are not even better off. They are suffering, yet they survived. God will give them knowledge to survive. With knowledge and everything to put together, they will survive by the special grace of God.
No house, no money.
The challenge is fund, is finance. So many people wanted to go into it, but they didn't have fund to do it. The society is not even helping. But I would just advise that they can start from anywhere. From anywhere. I just gathered some boys not quite a week ago, and I was talking to them how to survive. Don't say government is not good. Don't say this country is not good. Don't curse yourself. Look at any area and just subscribe to it. You will make it. And we are trying to start something. Little by little. The most challenge is some people doesn't have the opportunity. Some people has a place in their backyard to farm or to rear certain animals. But if you don't have such opportunity, if you don't have a space, if you're a tenant in one room and you don't have anywhere, there is no opportunity of such to such a person. But yet, I would say, join hands with others. That's a momolowo me. They have the opportunity, but they are not even doing it. You can go to him and tell them, I want to use this place to do this, to start something up. With that, they will survive. That's what I've seen with all my experiences.
People are yearning.
I've not been with any of them to vet them, but in around 2000 or before 2000, when Atiku had issues with Babaden, God told me that what this man is doing, that his political career will die. That's the end of his political career. If he has money, the money is abandoned to him. He should take care of it. But on a political career, he has died. That's what I know about him. I don't want to be feeding a dead horse. And looking at three of them, I've never met Obi before, and neither do I meet Jagaban. But with what I've been seeing, with what I extract within me, with what I see, I think Jagaban will do better. He has the experience. That man is a strategist. And in many occasions, he can do it. Even though as he's a man of wisdom that I know.
For freedom and justice.
It's not just because he's a Yoruba man. It has performed magic that we have all seen in political terrain. I'm saying that now. With what he has performed, with who he is, some people can be criticizing. There is nobody who is without criticism. And me, I don't like criticism, especially confrontation one. I don't like it. I always see positivity in whatever anybody does. I think the man will do. We were just all speculating. We were speculating, we are viewing, we presume he may do good. Let us pray unto him. That is my opinion, personal opinion. I'm not prophesying now. I'm just talking from my own perspective. But if I should reason, I should vote. You should all gather and vote for this man. Let us forget if we are still remembering the things of the past. He has abused my dad. He has taken my land certain years. We can't move forward. And what we are doing can be fruitful. We want a positive result in what we are doing. During Buhari then, there are many things I was privy to in the government then. I was privy to some informations. With what Jonathan did, Jonathan seems to be the best. If not for his some nonchalant attitude towards something. He has very good machinery with him to proceed. But unfortunately, he couldn't do that. That's what I heard, that I know. Then I gather people, all the members and some people in my environment. They like me, what I say. They believe me. I said, okay, Amadi Bolola, or everybody be gathered here. They slept around. I bought food, I bought drinks. It's like we are doing party. Everybody was peace with me. And they did the vote, they cast their votes. Nobody told me to do that. I was not even supported to do that. But I spent my money to do what is good for the society. If I see that certain thing is good for our society, we should all do it. Even Jagaban can do it, but it's only they will need God's directive. That's what I think.
Okay, sir.
And that's what I know. Yeah.
While blaming the region authority for the war.
The kind of business I would advise anybody now that we can do within ourselves, within this society, with what is happening around us, is farming. That is what I know that everybody can do. People around Ondo State, people around Ondo State have the opportunity to have a rubber plantation or a palm tree plantations, and they can start something from there. If you are in Lagos here, there is something like you can do, if you have the opportunity, you have a piece of land, you can go into poultry, piggery, and the likes. From there, you make it. Besides that, in Nigeria today, I don't advise anybody on business than that business.
Could sovereign heaven descend? No.
They should prefer to do that, because if they don't do that on time, they will eventually come back to it. Even this IT now, the traffic is getting too much. Number two, you have to go to school. You have to study computer and the likes. You have to do so many things. Are they ready to read? Are they ready to read? Are they reading? Do they know anything? We have little of them that are really studying. Most of them are not even studying. They don't even want to go to school. They are going to school for Ako, Ako. It's not that they really meant it. They don't know the value of education. Like when we were in school then, we know the value. And we want to know more. We want people to see us that we are going to school. Those who are not going to school will see us, then they will envy us. And we let you love school. But now, everything has been polluted. We are just like that. Let us stay where we are. Farming is the best option that I can tell you. Farming, fishing. Yes. And if you are a hunter, good. Go to the bush and be bringing animals. Be killing animals and be selling it. It's a very lucrative something. There is no business you want to go into in this Nigeria now that you will not regret. If you have the real fund, don't even think, even don't farm as if you're a millionaire. If you want to become a farmer, you have to farm like a farmer. Don't farm like a millionaire, that you have studied something in England, you have studied something in China. This is how they do there. If you bring that system here, that person will regret. Because our society doesn't embrace that. The only message I will give to people is only people won't subscribe to it. They may not reason with me that we should all be praying and stop all this criticism of any sort. Don't abuse anybody. Don't blame even the government. And we cannot do anything. We cannot change the situation. Why are we just blabbing? Be calling our elders, our leaders names. It's a sin, no? And that sin is what is eating us up. It will be eating us up now. We couldn't talk anymore. When Obasanjo was increasing the fuel price then, I know what happened. I was at the beach then. And I used to go to commute K2 every day. There was a day I was on the way from 7 o'clock. It was 2 a.m. that I got to K2. Crisis everywhere. They strike. Many people say anything. Many things happen. Protest everywhere. But now, how much is the pump price? Where is the protest? It has gotten to the peak. Let us succumb to God that we are that we are tired of all this. If they are not good, it is then that God will intervene into the matter. Because we are taking revenge on our own. We are revenging with what we have. We have our mouth. And we are trying to blackmail them. We are trying to abuse them, insult them. We are taking revenge. So what they do, they should not be expecting any God to punish any leaders in this country. Because we ourselves, we are not good.
No.
Yes. I'm not talking about the journalist too. The journalist must work. Yes, I'm talking about the society. Lawyer must work like a lawyer. Journalist must do his work like a journalist. But all these people, we should stop it. We should shut up our mouth. Because we cannot correct it. Many things we say doesn't go beyond where we are. We cannot change the situation. Why just committing ourselves to sin? We want us to praise to God. We stay with God. We believe in God. We keep those commandments and be praying that God, we have come to you. You are the only one who can do better things in Nigeria. We want better Nigeria. Just give us. This Odua nation could have been so wonderful. I love it too. The Odua people, I like it too. But the way they approach it in a wrong manner is those things that we were criticizing in this our old Nigeria that they want to put ahead to establish another nation. And I don't think any man of God will be part of that. If you are really a man of God, okay, because we want a nation now. Everyone should turn to spirits. When every one of us now become a warrior, who is going to be the citizen? What is the future of the country? There will be no future for the country. They don't know what they are saying. That everybody must become a warrior. Where they start that, at the end of the day, they will regret. There is no warrior that will think like a normal human being. They talk to Kabiyesi anyhow. They talk to anybody. Me, imagine that utterances. Ori gbogbo yin ti yi. Imi to ba lopolo nu won we now say, ẹ má bínú, àwọn tí ó ṣe tiwa la ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. If they are not doing your line of argument today, what will happen tomorrow? They may still. You know, all those things. They were not even nurtured. And they want to establish a whole nation. So everything has been bastardized. Every system. I pray God should intervene into us and make a better out of us.
We're lacking abundance, living side by side. We can exchange your pains for joy. If only we know who we are. What a life, what a world, what a country. What about me? Every time, every day, every night, people talking about injustice.